Hey, what's going on, guys? In this one we've got our Zilla microhabitat. Just got it in the mail, so we'll be getting that set up, telling you why we think you should get one. First things first, this thing is cheap. I got mine for about 21 bucks. You can get the arboreal one if you want it tall, terrestrial if you want it a little bit more long ways. You can get a smaller large. This is just going to be the small one we're putting together, but I mean 21 bucks right now, that's pretty much nothing, right? If you're a kid, go sell some lemonade. If you're not, convince your kids to sell your lemonade. Or if you don't want to sell any lemonade, just talk your parents into it. It's 21 bucks, right? Pretty easy. Now I am going to assume you're a little bit smarter than me, but if not, the instructions are two-sided. Trying to figure out why it didn't make sense in my head. It's because I was looking at the terrestrial option, not the arboreal, which is what I got. Second reason I'd recommend this, it's so easy to put together. You've got this bit of plastic on the outside. You're welcome. So make sure you're pulling this plastic off. There is actually some on both sides. I almost put mine together with this last bit because it's not as opaque. But once you get that off, really putting it together is pretty easy. Essentially, you've just got these tabs that are going to slide through the little slots on every piece. Then you've got some rubber silicone O-rings that slide over those tabs. Kind of just slip into that notch and hold each piece really tight against the last one. So you'll build this up slowly from the bottom. Each of those side pieces in the back are going to slide into each other as well as the top. Super easy to put together. Prettiest thing? Maybe not, but I don't think it looks that bad either. Now before you get all the O-rings on and that top completely locked in, we're going to slide this front door in. There's two notches at the bottom for two little pegs in the bottom of the door. Again, super easy, super simple design, works really well. And then there's two notches that slide into the slots up top. You can kind of see how that works here. It just goes up and down and locks itself into place, which is pretty awesome. Then we've just got the rest of the O-rings we'll throw on, lock it all in. Now once you've got all the O-rings on, it does come with a little lock, so you've got a little extra security on this thing. I couldn't pop it in with my fingers, so I just grabbed some pliers and it slides right into the top there. You can kind of see this is gonna swivel back and forth, lock itself in the door, and then you've got something where it folds down, locks itself in that secondary hole in the back. So if you do have anything in this you're afraid of getting out, this locks super well, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now the third reason I would recommend that you get this is just that it's so small. You can really fit this anywhere, if you're in a college dorm, in your house, if you want something in your room. And it makes it easy to kind of adjust, shift around what's keeping in it. The one thing with it being small is there's not a ton of room for a drainage layer or substrate at the bottom. So because of that, I chose to put a pitcher plant in this because they don't need a ton of substrate. Right now it's just planted in some sphagnum moss. So we're gonna get that pulled out, try to get that set in here, end up pulling apart that sphagnum moss. We've got a decent layer there. But then we can just throw some crickets or some flies in there that are gonna end up in that pitcher plant, which will be pretty interesting. Now if you want to learn a little bit more about pitcher plants, or you've enjoyed this video thus far, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I have a couple videos coming out on this, as well as a few other things in the future. So far I appreciate you watching. We'll go ahead and get this lid cleaned up, get that pitcher plant in there, and then we'll let you see this final product. Again, 3 reasons I definitely recommend getting this little microhabitat from Zilla. 1 is going to be that cost, it's going to be super cheap. 2 is going to just be the ease of use for everything, super easy to put together. 3, going to be just the size. You can fit this anywhere, not going to take up too much space, just going to liven up any place you put it in, make things a little bit more interesting for you. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you a little bit later on.